I've been saying I was going to do it for a while, and I'm finally doing it. Um, we live, and I don't even know what we gonna be. I mean, I guess we're gonna talk about whatever. Um, but when you come in, if you don't mind, can you hit the like button? Pop this joint out. I didn't even. It's like a hella impromptu. I didn't even plan on kind of doing this, but I'm happy to do it now. I've been saying I was going to do it for weeks, and I don't know why I just be so hesitant to go live. I feel like, what am I going to talk about? Like, what do y'all want to hear from me yet? Like, y'all want to hear me yap? But um, I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to have y'all. I'm happy to for anybody that shows up. Um, but I've been putting out like so much material, and I'm really happy to be able to put out so much material. I was really proud of this last episode, the episode with Tiff going to camp. And just to give y'all a heads up, it's not going to be the only one. Like Tiff got another camp story coming up. Like Tiff went to camp twice. The one we just talked about. What up, Leslie? Um, thank you for the gift. Thank you. Wow, check y'all out. Thank you, Simon AG9629. Appreciate that. Shout out to you. Um, yeah, much obliged, much appreciated. How long does it take to make a full animated story? Uncle Nini says, and what programs do I use? What up, Alondria? So to answer that question, but first I'm gonna finish saying the Tiff thing, and I'm gonna get to your question, I promise. The Tiff does have another story coming out, another A story, and it is another camp story. She she went to a different kind of camp, and she got and it wasn't us this time. I promise you, it wasn't us. Somebody else got her to go to camp, and it didn't quite work out the way she thought it was gonna work out. So I'm excited to talk about that one. So I'm excited for that story. Um, all right, question one. How long does it take to make a full animated story, and what programs do I use? Okay, so typically uh outline takes like a day. Like I take a lot of time to outline because I'm really wordy. So I have to be strict with myself. If I'm not strict, then the episodes will run over, and then it takes so much time to animate it. So outline anywhere from like a half a day to a day. Writing a script could be a day or two. And again, these are only 11-minute episodes, so we're talking about dialogue, um, like 1,900 words. But it's trying to keep it succinct. That doesn't account like that. That doesn't take into account like action lines and stuff like that. That's just the dialogue is like 1,900 words. Animating, like storyboarding takes a day, and then putting it all together takes like 2 days. So like that 11-minute episode might take me 4 or 5 days. Um, all together. That's with the entire process. Animating alone, um, that's about that could be like 30 hours by itself, just for those 11 minutes. I think that's the thing that people don't get. Like it's really time consuming. Um so yeah, it's a process, it's a labor of love. And that doesn't count if it's a bunch of brand new scenes. Like last week's episode was a bunch of brand new scenes. There's no camp. Like I had to create Tiffany's camp. Normally, like if it's just an episode in Philly, it's just South Street, it's South Street, it's the Stinger, it's 2215, it's the block. Like those could be a little bit easier to animate because there's not as many scene buildings. So it's like South Street is like I have that scene already. That's like Ishkabibbles or Outside Tower Records. As you know, like the block, the steps, the block Lip and Country is always the same. So those are a little bit easier to do. But then you have like these Herculean tasks. Like last week, it was just all brand new builds from the parking lot where we dropped Tiff off to like the entire camp. And at least like the B story all took place in 2215. So that was a little bit easier. But yeah. Um, what up, Philly Jointpreneur? I won't say your name, but what up, homie? Hey BK Nicole, what up? What up? Um, Appreciate that. That's impressive. Been subscribed since like 21, 22. I've animated a few things of music videos and skits, but it's so time consuming. I've been trying to get better at workflow. Oh, I forgot to say what programs I use. I use Beyond, I use Capwing. I use Canva sometimes for like some assets and some editing stuff, so like backgrounds and like editing some backgrounds, specifically like stripping away things in the background. So those are the three that I use the most. But I use like Notebook LM to help me organize like the videos sometimes. I use that to help me organize videos and break specifically with I use Notebook LM when I don't use AI to write at all because AI can't write in my voice. And I try not to be anti AI, but for me, what matters most is my voice. And I don't just mean my speaking voice, I mean like what I have to say and hear the voice in here also. Like, I don't want AI. AI can't do what I do. AI can't talk about Thugger Jason and light skin squint activator. They ain't gonna do it's not me. Like, that's me. But I do use like a Notebook LM to help me break down plot points from like past episodes. Like, so when I'm PPFying old episodes, a lot of them were just like narrative written. It's just the narrator telling the story is very few lines of dialogue. So I use Notebook LM to help me break down plot points so that I can rewrite it and keep the story succinct. Um, your work has been motivational. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I really do. Hey, what up, Nizoni Moto? Did I say that right? Your content is hella original. Don't definitely get nah. Like, again, like, I'm not knocking. I don't knock nobody's hustle, but for me, what matters most is my voice. And as long as my like, I'm also from Philly. I'm also from North Philly, and people from North Philly will air you out if they start to feel like you're not being authentic. It's like, yo, you getting away from your path, or yo, that's not what happened, or no, that's not how you write. Like, we will air you out, and I don't got time for that. So I might as well just do it the right way. Um, uh, AI can't speak for Tiff. Hell no, AI can't speak for Tiff. Let me tell you. So my sister, I love my sister to pieces. Like, she's like one of my best friends on the planet. She does not. She doesn't object to being in Trashterpiece. She's not particularly fond of it though. Like, she'd never say, "Hey, don't do that." Like, I gave her a heads up, like, "Yo, I'm telling this camp story, right?" And she was like, "Wait, which one?" And I was like, "Well, this one now, but I'm definitely telling the other one too." And she just like, "Don't nobody want to hear this." And I'm like, "Yo, trust me, people want to hear your stories. People like you. You're an amazing character." So she's never objected to me doing any of her stories. She's always really cool about that. Bop, bop, bop. Expanded thinking. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's lit up because I see the little. If you can see the little icon next to expanded thinking's name in the chat. So shout out to all the members. You don't have to be a member, but if you want to be a member, that helps me immensely. So yeah, thank you for that. Also, thank you for being here for this little pop-up joint. I ain't even like really think this one out. I do need to go. I do need to be doing these more often. I want to talk to y'all more often, but I'm always like, yo, what the hell do y'all want to hear me say? Like, y'all hear me talk on Sunday. Why the hell would you need me to go live? Why y'all want to see me? So I need to get over that. I can totally relate to the camp story. We do not want to hear them. Yes, we do want to hear them. I'm sorry. Yes, we do want to hear them. Yes, I tell Tiff all the time. I haven't talked to Ryan. Like, again, me and Ryan, we not beefing. We just don't talk that often. But the last time we did talk, he was like, "Yo, I heard you animating," and I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I heard you telling stories about when we was young." I said, "Yeah, which ones you told about me?" And so I told him. He laughed about it. Like, he's fine with it too. Um, I think my pop is okay with it. Bruce loves it as long as I'm telling the truth. Nell is cool with it. Like, the people from down the way is like people from down my way. They love it because they can like Stein, June. Junie's only beef was like for like when I first started animating Junie, I had him like with this big curly afro, and he hated that shit, so I had to switch his hair up. He hated that. He was like, "Yo, what's up with the hair?" I was like, "Yo, that's okay. Did you like the story?" I mean, yeah, I mean that shit happened, but what's up with my hair? I was like, all right, bro, I got you. I'm gonna fix that for you. Gonna go back to I had cable YV video showing using analog editing. A 30-minute show took 5 hours to edit, so you know what it takes. Yeah, the editing is crazy. I'm gonna tell you what takes a lot of time for me, and it shouldn't, but it does, is selecting the music. The music matters so much to me. Like, the music has to set the tone for the scenes. The music has to set the tone for the acts and the dialogue. Like, I don't just choose any song. I promise you that. I take that very, very seriously. Love all your content, bro. Hashtag Thugger Jason. Thank you very much. Jazz Real Porter, appreciate you. Are Ryan and Larry still friends? I love their friendship. So Larry turned out to be like a shooter. So first of all, let me just say this. All of the things that I talk, like, Larry represents Larry, but also some of Ryan's other friends. Like, Ryan had a group of friends, but I can't put all of them, like Boo, Naba, all of them in the story. So Larry represents like a group of Ryan's friends. So the story where he jumped in was a few weeks back. The story when he jumped in and like they jumped the bigger kid, that was his friend Boo. That wasn't Larry. Was there. Larry did jump in too, but Boo was the first one who jumped in when they jumped the kid. So I just want to point that out, that it's also it's not just Larry, but it's Larry, but it's not just Larry. I think they still cool, but Larry been in and out. Like, Larry turned out to be a shooter. So shout out to Larry. He turned out to be a wild little young bull, but he's still like one of the coolest people I've ever met. He used to have me cracking up when him and Ryan used to have me dying as kids. Like, they were so cool, but they was trying so hard. Whoa. Tina Mo for sure. Thank you for the super chat. Like, wow. Just became a member the other day. Fresh out of Tennessee. I rock with your content. Thank you for the entertainment. Shout out to Tennessee. I've been there twice. Once in Nashville, once in Memphis. I rock with y'all, and I appreciate that. I very much appreciate that. Sophia, did I miss a question? Say what? About Larry? Yeah, Larry is a lot. Larry ended up being a little something. Really, I'm just happy I made one episode. I don't play about you, friend. I know, like, when I say my friends don't play about me, I'm so blessed to have friends who are so supportive. I don't take that for granted. It's why I never really I try my best not to ever complain. I try to be content. And I had a conversation the other day with a good friend, and I was talking about how I stay grounded by remembering 5 years ago. If I would have said where I'm at today, I would have taken that deal. So I take a step back and I think, like, yo, like 5 years ago in 2021, if you said you had a successful animated show and 13,000 subscribers, would have been very successful for me back then, and it is now. So I don't take that for granted. Like, yo, 5 years ago, you would have 100% taken this deal. Like, I won the American Black Film Festival's comedy festival for web series. I screened at the Trashterpiece screened at the Black Star Film Festival. So this is like two of the biggest Black film festivals in the country, and Trashterpiece has shown that both. So what can I complain about? Would I like 1 million followers? And yes, that would be great. But in the meantime, like, the journey has been really dope, and I appreciate, because my friends don't play about me, but y'all don't play about me neither. Like, y'all, I have a community. I don't just, like, y'all aren't subscribers. This has been a community, so thank you. Do you ever work on other animated projects before you started any of your own series? Nah, I learned to animate for Trashterpiece Theater. I may have told this story on a past live, but when I first came up with the idea, I was literally telling it on my phone, like the Instagram stories, like typing them out slide by slide. So I told 48 stories on Instagram stories, and it's still on my Instagram too. Like, you can go into like the little like on the page they have like the little, I forget what they call, like the little dots. but each episode is still, all 48 episodes are still up there as slides. Like I don't think I don't never want to take that down. And I remember hitting up my friend Donnie, who is an amazing friend, like a poet, but also a producer. And I was like, I think I'm onto something. And so I wanted to do a live action, but then COVID hit. And since I ain't had no money, I was broke as hell. My God, I was broke. I just started doing all these free trials for different animated suites, Vion, Powtoons, was a Go Anime. It was a bunch of them. I was like just doing free trials for it, and I landed on Vion, which is a little bit more expensive, and the learning curve is crazier. But it's what it gives me the freedom to do the things that I want to do. So yeah, I've never done anybody else's project. I mean, I did a little side project in conjunction with Black Star Film Festival. But I'm not, I never say I'm an animator. I know how to use an animation suite. I could draw stick figures real good, but I never said that I'm like an animator. So I'm a writer. I started out as a poet, a poetry teacher, and now I'm a screenwriter who just animates his own stuff. Expanding thinking, you are like the best. Like laughing disco for 250 joules. B Nicole, thank you. It is coming. Yo, listen, it's coming. And I've been saying recently, like the pendulum has been swinging back in my direction. For those who don't know, a few years ago, I was pitching Trashterpiece to major networks and to major production companies. And I got a couple yeses and then a bunch of no's. And I mean, you got to have thick skin when you playing this Hollywood game. And everybody was telling me how great it was. And he just was like, but no. And at the time, what was crazy is everybody was saying, oh yeah, we can't, this is a little bit too edgy. We in the Me Too days. Like this ain't gonna go over well. And I'm like, meanwhile, like the head, the creator of the Me Too movement is a friend of mine, Tarana Burke, and she follows Trashterpiece. She loves Trashterpiece. So to try to use her movement to say it wasn't good, like this say it was, just say you ain't like it. So that hit me hard. Like, you know, those rejections was crazy. But I was able to pivot and just really focus on community and building up community. So if Hollywood comes knocking, cool. If they don't, cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna stop me from doing what I'm doing. Your effing bomb.com. It's the bright note when I'm feeling off, down, or pissed off. One of my favorite YouTube channels. Child Support Concierge. Thank you. That makes me feel really happy. One of the things that people say to me that I've heard over the years that made me really proud, when folks were like, yo, you got me through COVID. Your series got me through COVID. And I had to pivot from, and it was a humbling experience. I was getting like 40,000 views overnight when it first popped up on Instagram, and then overnight Instagram like switched up the algorithm to try to like compete with TikTok. So even to this day, if I try to post on Instagram, I get a message that says, yeah, this is gonna have limited reach. We're not gonna show it to anybody because it's over 3 minutes. So I had to pivot and like really focus on YouTube, which I was cool with, but it was humbling going from 40,000 views in 24 hours, or not even 24 hours. Like I wake up in the morning, so 12 hours later, 40,000 views, to trying to get 500 views in a week. And my friend Renata, she'll tell you, like, we was like trying to find ways to get the 500 views like in a week. It was so humbling, but it was such a needed experience. I needed that. You know, it made me really flesh out my series. It made me grow and understand who my characters were. The version that I was trying to pitch to Hollywood, I'm like, I could just make this myself. So what you see now with you know, with the different voices and stuff like that, like that's the version that I wanted to produce for Hollywood. And I was like, I don't need Hollywood to do that. I could do that myself. Let's see what else. Did I miss anything? Shout out, hey, the homies in here. That new so love the pivot from poetry to animation. You're doing amazing things. Thank you so much, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. I'm always gonna be a poet though. I'm always gonna pivot back. That's no matter what. I wrote a couple pieces this year. Like for the first time, I was just focusing strictly on screenwriting, but I wrote a couple new pieces this year. a couple new poems this year, to be precise. Love from the West Coast. Your stories remind me of how I grew up, especially because I was very much a comically large, thug adjacent young man in the Crip hood, being raised by my pops. Keep it going. Like, yeah, that is. Yeah, you like the West Coast version of Trashterpiece. Shout out to the West Coast. Whole different politics out there, but shout out to y'all for that. Yeah, I just seen I'm trying to make sure I got everybody. AUL Jay Morris, thank you for the MVP gift. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. And again, shout out to everybody who's become a member. If you want to become a member, I've been putting up way more member content. If you want to become a member, just hit the join button. I've been putting up hella content on there, like behind the scenes stuff. Me and Ish, who has been doing the women's voices for me. And the funny thing is, so many more people have reached out wanting to do voices. So I'm gonna I gotta become a better writer. I gotta become and by writer, I gotta be more strict, like with getting the script done. Like I could work with Ish because I could hit Ish up on a Saturday morning, like, yo, can you do this voice? And then the joint going up the next day. So I gotta be better at getting the script done earlier in the week. But me and Ish been having amazing content. We're doing this thing called Literally Speaking. We're speaking about it's like the conversations that we have during the what y'all hear is like the voices, but me and Ish be having some heavy conversations and some like ridiculously crazy conversations on like while we recording. So what I was doing before was we would just talk, and then after we finish yapping and laughing and talking about the story, like she read the script and she's laughing and she got questions. And then I would hit record, and then we would, do the professional thing. So what I started doing now was as soon as we start recording, I get in there and hit record. So all the conversations that we're having now are being recorded so that I can share them with y'all. I figured y'all want to hear the crazy stuff that we be talking about. And on top of that, I got another idea for another concept that I'll be kind of rolling out this week as well. It won't all just be member stuff, so I don't want you to think you have to become a member. But if you can, that's what's up. If you can't, cool beans too. Not a big deal. Ebony Eyes, what up? I see you with the PP emoji. Yo. Y'all been watching you back when you were dropping only on IG. Thank you, Slow Funeral. I appreciate that. Yeah, that happened so organically. It was literally like I say this. I give Donnie credit all the time when I was trying to learn how to do the animation, and I still have that very first episode up. It's terrible, but it was great. I thought it was the best shit ever when I did it, but it's so bad. Like knowing where I'm at now is so bad. But it's also a testament to the community. Because two things happened. The first thing was I put it up, and my friend Sharvie, shout out Sharvie. I did an interview with her that's on my page. Shout out Sharvon. Sharvon Hells, amazing. I did an interview. She hit me up and was like, yo, are you animating this as you're writing it? Because you should write it first and then worry about the animation later. And because the story was in my head, like I was like creating the story and then writing around the animation is like, no, you gotta do it the other way. So thank you for that, Sharvie. And then somebody else who I was really cool with, he was like, yo, your story is funny, but your sound trash. I got an extra mic for you. Like, come get this. It was a Yeti mic. It was the first mic that I had. And so this just goes to show, like, sometimes you gotta build the plane as you fly it, and your community gonna look out for you. You definitely have built the community. I agree, Leslie, and I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. Don't sweat the technique. They did the same thing to Chappelle. I ain't worrying about none of this. I'm really not. Like, I'm at a point now. I'm just really grateful. A good friend of mine, Zen, sent me this book. Because I have really bad anxiety. I feel like I can deal with bad things happening, but then when like good things are on the horizon, I get really bad anxiety. And so, and that's such a weird thing because I feel like we can conceive bad stuff, but it's so difficult sometimes. Even though we dream and we're ambitious about the good stuff, I get really bad anxiety, and I think that's I wonder. Let me not say I think. I wonder if that's a normal thing. But a friend of mine sent me a book called "You Are Here," and it's by I think he's Buddhist. I think he's Thai, maybe. And I would say his name, but I'm a butcher it. But it was transformational, just being in the now, like accepting where you are right down. Like doesn't mean it's not where you're going. Doesn't mean you don't have ambition. Doesn't mean that you're complacent. But being content is a state of beautiful feeling. Is And then I had to learn that content and complacent are two different things as well. Do you feel comfortable sharing your tools for animation and editing? I'm debating whether or not I want to show my face. Again, I use Beyond. I highly recommend it. It is pricey and it's a big learning curve. Like I don't say that to try to like deter anybody, but it would be messed up if I ain't like share. It's a really, really big learning curve. And you have to have a lot of time to dedicate to it. So I don't want people to think that if they do it, they're going to be able to do what I do. This 10,000 hours worth of trial and error. But I do recommend it. And then I edit with iMovie, which I have, on my MacBook. I just have a MacBook with 8 gigs of RAM, nothing major. But I also edit with Capwing, which I like a lot because it has a lot of like filter tools. So yeah, those are the two things. And then you also use Canva Pro for a lot of the text stuff. Text, not tech, text. And they have assets sometimes that I use as well. But specifically with thumbnails and stuff like that, that's what I use Canva for that. Y'all just sending all the little sparkles and jewels, and I don't even know what none of this stuff is, but I thank you for sending it. Thank you. Trying to make sure I got everything. Yep, the government all day, every day. Faction series got me through COVID. Thank you. And shout out to the other creators too, because there's other creators that I really enjoy who Ace Vane. I don't know how he getting away with using the Hanna-Barbera stuff, but bro, I salute you, man. Like I love that he has an amazing mind. Milo the cat also got me through COVID. Just really, really brilliant people. I'm like, yo, I don't know how y'all come up with this stuff, but man, I love it. How did Love Homicide become the outro? You put me on. Dope song. So I know Aziz personally, and Aziz dropped this album. It had to be 2015, maybe. I'm not sure what year his album came out. And I remember getting it, I was like, yo, this is so good. And I know he put Night Job Daydreamer is the name of his album. And I remember thinking like, yo, he put so much effort into this and it's so quality. And he was like struggling to get the magazines to like review it. And you need to get reviews so it helps promote it. And I always said, like, I enjoy this album so much and I respect him so much as an artist that if I ever had a platform, that I would platform his songs and him as an artist. And this was my way of doing that. Like, number one, the song, I felt like the song was perfect anyway. And when I won American Black Film Festival, we split the money. And I didn't even tell him I was going to do that. I split the money with him, Corey, who helped me, because at the time I didn't know how to like really edit for the film festival. Like they had very specific specs that they wanted for the film, like to be able to show it at the film festival. So I didn't know how to do that. So I reached out to my community and was like, yo, Corey, can you help me? And Corey did the work for me for free. And then there was a sister who gave me my very first logo. Again, it was like, yo, this is really funny. This is really great, but your logo sucks. Let me just give you a logo. And she gave it to me for free. And so I split the money. I split the money between me, Aziz, Corey, and that sister. Just like, listen, I wouldn't be here. This moment ain't possible without y'all. I could have used the extra money, but like, this is the right thing to do. So shout out Aziz, shout out Corey, shout out that sister. Can you make a Trashterpiece playlist on Spotify? Love Hop Hasad is my. So I had like, when I was first starting these joints on Instagram, I was doing Spotify playlists for each episode. So if y'all want me to do that, like the songs from the episode as well as like some, it was like little 8-minute playlists for that specific episode. I can go back and do that. I can start doing that again. Psychology says it's a trauma response called maladaptive schema. Talking about like, yeah, just being able to are you talking about the anxiety part? Like I can conceive, like I see where I'm going. I know I have faith in what I'm doing. I believe in myself. But I get really bad anxiety when good news is on the horizon. It's really weird. If bad news is coming, I'm just like, all right, whatever. But if it's good news, man, I get bad anxiety. That's cool that you put his music out there. Yeah, that's my guy, man. I love Aziz, man. I appreciate him so much. There's a wonderful essay by the great literary bluesman Tennessee Williams entitled "The Catastrophe of Success" is very helpful. I am going to read that because I need to read that. But I think I'm a lot better now. Like now I'm just like, whatever happens, whatever comes. Like I know what I put out there. I know that I work really, really hard. I know I stay out the way. My trash ways are, I always say that I'm reformed, refined, and retired with a little asterisk next to it. Because we could all, relapse. But I'm pretty sure I try my best not to do no hurt, no harm, no foul to nobody, as my older brother Paul would say. So I believe in karma, which also means good karma. Like the good karma you put out there is gonna come back to you. You've always supported the community. I'm so glad that people support you. I appreciate that, Philly Jonepreneur. Like before, a lot of people, like some of y'all only know me as the animator, the storyteller, the screenwriter. But before I was doing this, before the pandemic, I was a mentor and a coach and a poetry teacher for an amazing group called Philly Youth Poetry Movement. And I did that for close to 10 years. And my babies were everything. So I don't think that, I didn't do that for like good karma or anything. I just did it because I love doing it. But for those who didn't know, that's what I did before I was doing this. And I was a teacher before that. I was a teacher. I taught social studies, geography, world history, and U.S. history before that. Love your work, bro. I hope you don't talk her up, but do you still run into the stalker joint these days? Which one? You gotta be more specific. Which stalker? If you're talking about, I almost said her name, the one that was like popping up at my shows, no, I don't run into her anymore. And she hasn't hit me up in years. She hasn't hit me up since she thought I was marrying Taraji. I thought once the news got out that Taraji was broke up with the guy, that she was gonna hit me up thinking that was me. But nah, she never hit me. Like after she cussed me, and it wasn't cursed out. She was legitimately like, "Is it true?" And I was like, "Is what true? That you're marrying Taraji P. Henson?" It's like, yup, sure am. You got me. I don't know what to tell you. We in love. So I haven't heard from her. That's the one you talk about. I haven't heard from her since. I had another who was from. Oh, I need to update that story. She used to. I'm trying to figure out a nice way to say this so it's algorithm friendly, but she tricked me into thinking that it wasn't her first time, and it was her first time. And I was just her. She just knew I was her husband. And the thing is, the crazy part is, had I known, I'd have been like, yo, listen, nah, say that for somebody else. Like I've done that a bunch of times. Like, yo, no, not me. Trust me. You don't want to give me. No, I'm not. No. But she stalked me for a while, and she lived 3.5 hours away. And so she would be outside my apartment at like 8 o'clock in the morning and be like, "I'm taking you to breakfast." No, the fuck you not. Like, what time did you leave? How you outside my crib my roommate at the time? This when I was living at 2764 Cranston Road, Red Door, first floor. My roommate be like, "Yo, the crazy chick out there." I'm like, "Oh, what do you want?" But the update to that story is she found Trashterpiece. And she's not like a cussing out person, but for her, it was a cuss out. Like she like cussed me out. I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have told that story. But I mean, you can't unring a bell. You know, I can't unbreak your hymen. I guess we even, because I guess we even. You ain't want me to tell that story. I want you to give me your virginity. We even. I don't know if that's how that works though, but in my mind, that's how that works. When you ever assemble the crew for a live session like this, I really want to meet these cats. So me and Ish, who again does the voices, we're gonna do some live stuff. Tiff, she won't even do like non-fade. I was like, yo, we can just do like audio, and she was like, no. And Tiff don't. It bothers me. It irks my spirit, but I respect it. She's always been like this. If you ask her to do something, the average person be like, you're like, hey, can you go to such and such? And she be like, and they be like, oh yeah, I got this thing I gotta do, and I can't because of this and this and that. Tiff just be like, no. And that should hurt your heart. Like, wait, just no? No. Damn. So yeah, Tiff is a hard no. But I keep telling her, like, yo, y'all want to hear from her. She won't even do like the audio interview. Like I did the audio interview I did. It's on the members page, so if the members saw it. But I did an interview with my ex from college, Toya. And that went really well. I also did an interview with Alicia. I haven't released that one yet, but I have to put that out on for members. I gotta remember to put that up. She was great. Again, we're really cool now. Like her memory of what she did back then is a little bit different than mine, but the ego be trying to protect it. But she knows she never said she ain't cheat though, so there is that part. At least she honest about that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep trying with Tiff. I don't talk to Ryan often. I talk to his kids way more than I talk to him. Well, not all. He got too many to talk to all of them. I keep telling you, he got over 20. For those who didn't know, my little brother has over 20 kids. We stopped counting like around 24. But me and his sister, Tati, we sat down one day and we just counted them joints out. He got over 20. So maybe that's not out of the question. Maybe one day Ryan would. It might not be alive. It would probably have to be over like Zoom or something like that. So it wouldn't be something like this. Bruce would be down. Bruce, I just gotta figure me and like Bruce work. Bruce, the times that I would need Bruce to do it, he wouldn't be able to do it because Bruce be out. Bruce outside. Bruce be outside. Bruce. So the funny thing about Bruce is Bruce calls me. He'll call me like Friday at midnight. Like he called me like midnight, 1:00 in the morning. And be like, you son of a bitch, you rat bastard. He just so funny. Like he cuss me out. Because I tend to get tunnel vision. I know I keep showing this flashing this weird thing. It's like this weird thing I just be squeezing, again, anxiety. But I get tunnel vision, and if I don't talk to him within a few weeks, he called me and cussed me out. Or if he don't cuss me out, he'd be like, hello, my name is Bruce. Nice to meet you. I'm like, why are you being a dick? Just didn't know if you knew me anymore. Like, why are you being a dick? So Bruce will probably be down. Nell said he was down a few years ago, but I need to follow up with Nell. I know Nell's hella busy. Junie Stein, they will all be down. So the goal, this might be like a 2027 thing, but I want to take Trashterpiece on the road, and I know how I want to do it, like do live readings of the stories, like new ones and classic ones, and like maybe like on a little stage, some cool lighting, get a bunch of us in a room. Like, that's my goal. And I got the inspiration from a friend of mine who has an amazing podcast called Old Gods of Appalachia. He does a very similar thing. So that's the goal. That's what I want to do. I have to continue to build this out, though, continue to build. But the combined subscribers on YouTube, and if Instagram ever decides to take their head out of their ass, then we probably be able to do that. Bruce is a great homie for checking you like that. Always. What up, King? Stand up 7640. Much appreciated, fam. Tiff said no was a complete sentence. Like, yes. Tiff is like, no. Gotta hit up New York. New York is one of my biggest markets. I would 100% hit up New York. Plus, that's like a day trip. Like, that's just right. I was in New York last month. Last month, I was in Brooklyn. So yeah, I love New York. And I like it because I can go up and come right back. You should do that. Your tribe will pull up to see you and enjoy your stories. I'm gonna do. It's gonna happen. Like, I'm putting that out into the world. That's the goal. I want to go back on the road. When I was just doing poetry, I used to tour all the time. Like, I used to every twice a year I would go on tour, be it with a group, like a couple friends that I would tour with, or now I would do like a college tour as well by myself, or with another colleague, another really good friend. So I love traveling. I love seeing the world. So that's what I want to do. And maybe it starts out something small like Philly, New York, DC, and then we kind of expand. Because I love, oh man, I really do miss touring. Like, touring was one of my favorite things to do. So that's gonna happen. I just got to figure it out and get the right team involved and get the right money, the right money involved too. Has making this been therapeutic in any way? I love the content. Thank you, King J, for the question. Yes. Short answer, getting into my TIFF bag with one answer, like one word answers, yes. Explaining that more, I started Trashterpiece when I was depressed. I was in a really, really low place. I had just broken up with, I ain't break up with nobody. She broke up with me. She just dipped. Like, I thought everything was cool. She just dipped. Decided like this wasn't it. And I mean, it's a little bit more nuanced than that, but at the end of the day, like, she just left. Like, she moved. We were living together. She just left. She just got up and left. And so, like, my pop and his wisdom just came and grabbed me and was like, he was like afraid I was gonna do something to myself. So I started Trashterpiece sitting on my father's couch. I didn't have a car. I had no money. I'm sitting on my pop couch. He is out either being a little thotty or bowling or playing Pokemon. My father plays Pokemon Go. Preety plays Pokemon Go. He probably not going to want me to say that, but he played Pokemon Go. He probably out either playing Pokemon Go or bowling or being a little thotty. And I was in his house by myself on the couch, and I just started telling stories. And it recentered me. It gave me a sense of remembering who I am. Like, I'm not just this grief I'm feeling. Like, I don't run from grief. I don't think that that's healthy. Not for me. I'm not going to tell nobody else how to grieve, but I don't run from grief. And it was very, very therapeutic for me. And it reminded me of all the amazing friends I had and the amazing experiences that I had. And again, making people laugh or feel something has always been good for me, whether it's writing poetry or teaching. So yeah, it was very, very therapeutic for me. Bro, we grew up during the same time. The internet and instant messenger and chat rooms was the best, especially now since none of them really exist with their chat histories. I say that all the time. I try my best not to judge young people, because if them Black Planet or AOL or Mihente, or if it was screenshots from back then, if them AIM screenshots, them Yahoo chats, bruh, we would be cooked. So I try my best not to judge young people, even though I still do it. But I try my best not to, because, like, man, I was so out of pocket on AOL. Man. AOL was like shooting fish in the barrel for me, man. Everybody used to be like, they do ASL, age, sex, location. Man, I used to have my joint. It was like 24 male, 6'7" North Philly. I was such a cornball, but that shit worked. It worked though. And the dudes in the chat rooms be mad and said, "Why you gotta tell everybody you 6'7"? Because I am and you not." Now my IMs is popping right now. I used to drive too. I used to be like, I was so out of pocket. Why am I driving 90 minutes to Reading, PA to be with this Joan, this 22-year-old chick who mom ain't home and I don't know her? It's midnight. It could be a setup. I ain't care. I ain't tell nobody where I was going. I was so out of pocket. But I put some miles on that. I had in the videos you see like it's a van. I had a blue Chevy Luminous sport van, and the sport part was important because it was a nice little layout in that junk. But I had a blue Chevy Luminous sport van, and I put miles on that joint. Like AOL was, people talk about Tinder. AOL was crazy. AOL was crazy. Like, this is why I don't judge. I don't judge hookup culture because I can't. Like, again, you sitting there, I am in somebody. Next thing you know, you on your way over to their crib. And it wasn't like no FaceTime or nothing to verify. Like, whoa, I was out of pocket. And a couple of times it ended up bad, like this kind of catfish stuff. Like, I told the one story where she said she was a young black woman and ended up being like a middle-aged white lady in Reading, in West Reading. Once I wasn't even like Reading, it was West Reading. And then you gotta make a decision like, all right, look, I done drove 90 miles. I done drove an hour and a half. I might as well just go ahead and hit it. Like, why would you do that? And the crazy part is that's where the PP character came from. The PP character was not an original character when I first started doing this on Instagram. The PP character came from me telling the story about the time I went to go. So if you're from Philly or you from the Philly area, you know that this Jersey. I see the PP. I see the PP icons in the chat. And again, if you become a member, you get like the special little icons where you get TIFF or PP, or you get an icon next to your name if you become a member in the chats. If you're from Philly, you know that this South Jersey, like this North Jersey is like more New York coded. I won't say that y'all in New York because y'all not. Jersey is Jersey. Jersey got its own culture. Jersey got its own history. Jersey got its own pride. So I'm not trying to say that y'all are New York, but it's more New York coded. South Jersey is more Philly coded. That's going to be like Phillies and the Flyers and the Sixers. But then there's another part of South Jersey that me and my sister call down the numbers. And it means it's on the other side of the Walt Whitman Bridge. So you get down there, it's country as hell. It's cornfields, it's farms. It looked like grapes of wrath down that joint. Like, once you get past like Swedesboro and Woodbury and all that, you into Cumberland County. Hey, yo, that is crazy. So I meet this joint on AOL because, again, out of pocket. Meet this joint on AOL. She lit down the numbers. And again, this ain't no GPS. This MapQuest directions. So I had this moment where I was thinking, I'm on this little dark road, cornfield. This back when your phone would roam too. Like, you had your phone would be roaming, so you couldn't really use it, or it was gonna be like $40 call. Like, this out of pocket. So I was thinking, I'm sitting there writing this script like, yo, what the hell was I thinking? And I was like, yo, you was thinking with the wrong head. And I was like, well, what the fuck? What was the other head saying to me? And that's where the PP character came from. And I never forget, I ran the idea past a friend of mine named Val, and she thought it was really funny. And it was supposed to just be a one-off for that episode. But when I started writing the character, it was just so funny to me that I had to just keep this. Like, it's not like it was just that one time that I made a really poor decision. It's like, nah, like PP is a part of the Perry character. It's just like nobody else can hear him, obviously. But it's just like that intuition, like, go ahead. I mean, why not? I don't know why that was the voice I chose. But in my mind, that's how he sound. So that's where the PP character came from. Like, I don't know what the hell I was thinking on that dark road. It was like Children of the Corn out there, John. Like, when I say Children of the Corn, it was corn. Like, her house was like, it was a beautiful house, like this beautiful farmhouse. It looked like the house that was in Signs, like the Mel Gibson, M. Night Shyamalan movie. It was just like that in the middle of nowhere. Like, that's up in Bucks County, like north of Philly. This was like on the other side of like Jersey, below the Walt Whitman, when they get to like cornfields and stuff like that. So I was like, yo, there's no reason I should have been there. Like, I ain't tell nobody where I was going. I had some MapQuest printed out directions. What the hell was I thinking? And it just was thinking with the wrong head. And that's what the PP character, that's what birthed the PP character. And I was like, I am going to use this going forward because it's so apt. It's so apropos. Like, so many of the decisions I made was just listening to the wrong head. And as you get older, either you get tired or you're just like, oh, I don't got time for this. Like, I'd rather take a good nap than go do some BS. I'd rather get this extra couple hours of sleep. But back then, going to Reading at midnight to go have 20 minutes of fun and then drive the fuck back. Just trash. Oh my God, trash. I used to like Reading, Lancaster, Bristol. I was the king of them little towns, man. And I learned this real trash. I learned by going to Dickinson and being in a small town in nowhere, Pennsylvania, that they ain't have no defense for my charm. And I don't pretend to be the most charming person, but I am Paridi's son. Them little country girls ain't have no defense. He's 6'7". I had the little cornrows, and them jaws was always fresh. Man, they ain't have no defense for that. So it just was like easy pickings. And I hate that. Like, that sounds so trash because it is 100% trash. But I'm like, yo, them little towns, they don't got no defense for this. This easy money. And then on top of that, like, I'm probably gonna bag one of their friends. I was so terrible. So terrible. I'm blessed with a really good memory. And I thought that was like a normal thing for everybody to remember basically everything. And I remember details. I know exactly what I was wearing that particular day and what she was wearing. Like, I'm just blessed. I'm gifted. It's also kind of a curse too, because then you don't forget bad things or like things that you regret. But I remember thinking back then, like, yo, like, it's nothing y'all can do. Like, what you gonna? I'm gonna just I'm gonna throw my little phone voice on. I'm gonna just give it a little light skin. Man, you lick your lip. You got to do the lick lip too. Like, I'm saying, I'm like, nah, like, what you want? Though, like, what you trying to get into? Like, for real? You going every time. It never failed. Like, they didn't have any defense for it. So trash. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions while I was just yapping. Shout out to y'all. Love this. Please come to Detroit. I'm gonna try to read these in order. I love Detroit. One of my best friends lives in Detroit. Shout out to Russell. But I love Detroit. I always say like certain cities are like cousin cities to Philly. Like, I feel like Baltimore is a cousin city. I feel like Detroit is a cousin city. Oakland is a cousin city. Yeah, we cousins. Like, we cousins. What's the next older ep that will be PP5? I got a couple on the list. I got like I have like a, what's the name? What's the name? If you see me looking around, it's like I have a humongous monitor. It's big so I'll be looking all over the place, and like my laptop sitting right in front of it. But I want to redo the one where I went to I almost said the name. Because I don't say the name in the story. But the naval town. And I want to redo that one with PP. That was like right before I started doing like the like PP as a character. There's a couple Jones I want to do. Like, that's one of them. I'm trying to figure out what the heck the list is at. Yeah, I have the story where I think it's called the clickbait and switch. I was messing with it. She really only messed with me to get her baby father to propose. And I should have just been happy just getting some, but I felt like, yo, did you use me? Meanwhile, my little dumbass was like using Jones too. I was thinking about doing the one with the Indian sister. I almost said her name. She was in an arranged marriage, and she started messing with me. She kind of used me too to get out of her arranged marriage, but it was cool because I'm like, yo, I'm getting some yams. That's all I cared about. But then her dad tried to press me. Her dad really tried to press me. So yeah, the Mason Dixon lie is the one where the navel. Y'all, so people already said which one it was, but manipulation mimosas is in there too. That's a part of the lightning bug saga. You know, where I was we was fighting over our breakfast spot. Like she was mad that I was taking Jones to like the breakfast spot, but like that was my breakfast spot before I even met you. What are you talking about? You ain't introduced me to this spot. It was my spot. So I got a bunch. It's so many. Lindsay Legans is another one. I've never retold that one. I got to figure out a way to tell that one though, like retell. And then Sex in the Time Machine too, the John, which I actually regret telling that story, kind of, sort of, but it's already out there. So what I'm gonna do? But like the one I was messing, she was like, she used to dress like Lady Eloise. Like she would always have on like ballroom gowns. So yeah, those are the ones that I'm thinking about. Trying to get through the story. I answered this one, Des, but I use Beyond. And again, I said I use Beyond to animate. I also use Capwing to edit and do some animation. And I use Canva Pro to do some stuff. I also use iMovie for some stuff. But I say I highly recommend Beyond, but it's a really big learning curve and it's expensive. It's not like a software you buy, it's a subscription. So it's very expensive. It's pricey. And you have to dedicate a lot of time to it. It's not that user friendly off the rip. So, and it's not designed. That's another thing. Beyond is not designed for what I do with it. It's designed for trainings, for people to like create trainings for their job. Like I'm just able to do what I do with it because I'm trash. But because I just got creative with it. So I just want to give that. I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm just saying if you're gonna pay for it, you better block out a lot of time. The way you tell stories is like the Mr. Ballin of F Boys, the Wild, Freaky, and the Mysterious. Is it Mr. Ballin? I think it's Ballin. He does the true crime stuff. I like his page. I was listening to him earlier. He's a really, really good storyteller. I try to tell my stories like we on the block or like we in the barbershop. That's how I try to tell my stories. Like, yo, that's why. And it's like I never say what year it is. I always say the music, or sometimes like a show or a movie. Because if I said 2001, some of y'all would remember what was going on in 2001. But if I said the year was It's Dark and Hell is Hot, you know where you was at when that first DMX album came out. So that's why that matters to me. Instead of just saying the year, that could be just abstract to people. But if you say like the song that was out, or what was popping in the club at the time, like you know where you was at when Nelly Hot in Here came out. You know where you was at. If you was outside back then, you remember exactly where you was at when that song came out. My wife would send me your IG post, and I've been watching since. Great stories, bro. Thank you. Is it Hostile, aka Mad Main? Appreciate you, fam. Much respect. And hopefully, I think Instagram is allegedly leaning back into long form stories. So the idea with that, if that happens, because they just launched a YouTube TV app to kind of compete with YouTube. If that happens, I'm going to post the old new episodes. Like I stopped posting on Instagram like around story maybe 60. We at 142 right now. So I'm going to just post all the older stuff on Instagram, like the stuff that was posted to YouTube but wasn't posted there. And then all the new uploads will still come to YouTube. So that's the plan if that happens. But who knows what Meta's going to do? Who knows? Some of us are lucky to have survived AOL. Ted Bundy would have did numbers on AOL. I say that all the time. Like we were reckless. My God. No sense of danger, as Des said. New series surviving AOL. We really do need a surviving AOL story. PP is Petty Perry in pants. You ain't never lied about that, Philly Drumpreneur. You never lied. Yeah, PP's voice is that voice takes a lot out of me though. Like my inspiration, my comedic inspiration is Mike Judge. I love Mike Judge. I've always been a big Mike Judge fan. Beavis and Butthead, Office Space, Idiocracy, King of the Hill. And I remember he had to step away from doing Beavis and Butthead because Beavis's voice was like frying his voice. And I have to be real intentional when I do PP's voice. So just know that that's the thing. Like, it's, after a while, I keep doing this, and it's like, damn, my voice hurt. I gotta go drink some tea or honey. If gas prices were what they are now, how do you think it would have affected your store? That's another thing. Gas is like $1.35. Gas is like $1.35. And I remember that spot. I remember that price specifically because at the time when I was dealing with Alicia, she went to school in Western PA, and I would drive out there. Like she lived like she went to school like 5 hours away. Like Pennsylvania is really a big ass state. I don't live in Pennsylvania though. I live in Philadelphia. Two different things. She went to school in Pennsylvania though. And I never forget I was driving home then when it was $1.35. So if gas was still, I would have had to been way more strategic. I don't think I would have been driving to Reading as much. I might have had to have some like solid evidence that who I was going to see was who I was going to see. Because it was easy to catfish back then because you only was sending pictures. And back, you had to have like a scanner. It wasn't like you was sending pictures over your phone. And when people ain't have no pictures, they be like, yeah, my scanner broke. The scanner ain't broke. Shut up. You just don't got no pictures, liar. Definitely was playing with housemate. I was. Did I have a fake club? I did have, or did you have a fake club name? Really surprised you haven't revealed one. If so, that was so prevalent in the era. Tony Fisher. I had a club name. I had a fake name. So did Bruce. Bruce's fake name was Frank. Some people still call him Frank to this day. Sometimes they mess with him. He was Frank the Dominican. I don't know why. Bruce was Frank the Dominican. Bruce is not Dominican. But he was Frank the Dominican. And mine was Reek. I don't know where I got Reek from. My fake club name was Reek. I'm so embarrassed about that. Not that Reek is a bad name. It's not. But my fake name was Tariq. Yep. Trash. Why was that such a big? Why did number one, it wasn't like if you describe me, if somebody was like, yo, who's Tariq? Yo, the big 6'7" translucent dude with the cornrows. Oh, that's Perry. That ain't no Reek. Who the hell was I fooling? Who was I getting over on? I know you'd be punching the air every time you see Maya on TV or pics of her now. Damn you, Wendy Williams. So the Maya thing is crazy because whenever anything Maya does, anytime she's in the news, I get 40 DMs from people sending me what Maya's doing. And it's like, yo, we met one time in 2001. I still got the badge. Next time I go live, if I remember, I'll show y'all the badge from that night where it was like proof that I was there. I had to let the Wendy Williams thing go though. My lawyer, shout out to my lawyer, Carisha. Carisha looks out for me. Not that Carisha, not even spelled the same. But shout out to Carisha. Carisha called me one day and was like, don't you think it's time for you to let this Wendy thing go? And I was like, I do let it go, but she's like, she kind of messed up right now. Don't you feel like don't you feel bad still calling her trash every episode? And I was like, no, but keep calling her trash. And then by the end of the week, I was like, all right, maybe she onto something. So that's why you don't see Wendy is trash in every episode no more. But if you go back and watch episodes 1 through 50, it's a Wendy is trash somewhere in the episode. So for those who didn't see that episode, and maybe I should redo that one too. Maybe PP's perspective on the Wendy thing would be interesting. I was at a concert. I was working a concert. My dad's friend, he would pay me to he was like a sound engineer. And Maya was like, it was Powerhouse in Philly. It was Lil' Kim, Carl Thomas, Maya. It was a group out of Philly called No Question. There was a group out of Philly called Ram Squad. There was a bunch of other people there too. And Maya had just performed and she was just sitting by herself. And you know that little stroll walk I be doing on the I be animating like the little stroll walk. In my mind, that's how I walked over to her. It's probably not how I walked over, but in my mind, that's how I walked over to her. And I just started talking to her. And I literally was like, yo, good set. And she was like, thank you. I was like, word. And she was like, no, no, no. Thank you. Like nobody else had told her that. Like nobody was talking to her. And so I was like, is that her way of saying she want me to talk more? So let me just go in over there and try to talk a little more. And we was just having a really good conversation. And Wendy straight walked from the pits of hell, just opened up a portal from the pits of hell and came over and was like, girl, why is you talking to the help? Come on, we gotta go do an interview. I was like, the help? Really? And she literally yanked Maya away. And Maya was like, I see you at the after party, right? I was like, yeah. No, at the after, you had to be 25 and older to get into the after party. I was not 25. She didn't have to be. She wasn't 25 either, but she was a performer, so what did it matter? But yeah, I had to let that one go. Shout out to Carisha for saying that. The Easter, like it was like an Easter egg every episode. Somewhere in there, it was gonna say Wendy is trash. And I did one Kevin is trash episode too, because I was hurt that week. Did you listen to the new Sarah yet? I did. I did. For those who don't know, Sarah is like my favorite, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, contemporary R&B singers. And I really, really, I love the way his mind thinks with when it comes to love. I don't feel like he writes about basic stuff. Not that basic. You need basic sometimes, but I'm a big, so like my vibe is like Sir, Masego specifically before he was his little last little foray. But I like Smino, Lucky Day, Alex Isley. That's like my contemporary R&B vibe. I'm missing some, but yeah. I remember no. I'm gonna try to read these in order because I keep seeing them like popping up. Bro, me and my homies used to broke scanner line so many times. That was the thing. Oh, you ain't got no pictures? Oh, nah, my scan. I just broke my scanner. I'm like, I need to go into the scanner fixing business because everybody's scanner broke. Y'all lying your ass off. They were always short names too. Shout out to Alex. It had to be Reek. What's your name? Where you from down north? What's your name? Reek. And one girl was like, "You don't look like a Reek." Like, what that poster mean? What you mean? What a Reek look like? I definitely don't look like a Reek. But yeah, that was my name. You replaced the Wendy is trash trope with legendaries baddies of the era. Definitely with the little posters in the background. I like doing little stuff like that. Like I like little. For me, I want Trashterpiece to be accessible to all ages, and it's always really funny to me. Like when the Gen Z comes up to me and like, "Yo, like I watch your show. It's hella funny." Because it's not written specifically to like for a Gen Z, but I like that they get stuff out of it and they can still laugh. But I want them to. I want them to look at it like, yo, damn, my parents was ratchet as hell. Like, but I do try to put the Easter eggs in there for the folks who were outside during that era. That matters to me. And then there's always some really, really, really Philly specific Easter eggs in there too. I had noticed you stopped putting it in the background. Yeah, I had to leave. My lawyer. She's not just my lawyer. Carisha is also my friend. So let me not just say she's my lawyer, but she is my lawyer. And she kept me out of some really bad deals. Yeah, man, y'all don't know. Like the game is so predatory. Like she kept me out of some bad deals. And thank God for not just being thirsty to try to get a deal. So yeah, she was like, "Yeah, I think it's time for you to let that go." Oh, and again, for that same episode, I tried. What gave me the heart to talk to Maya was that I tried to bag Reagan Gomez and didn't know who Reagan Gomez was at the time. I didn't watch The Parenthood, and so I went at her neck and just thinking she was a regular John, and she curved me because she should have curved me because I was so corny. She should have curved me, and she did. But I'm like, damn, if I talked to her, if I known who she was, maybe I wouldn't have had the balls to talk to her. I'm like, damn, she's just a regular ass person. So that's what put the battery in my back to go talk to Maya. I like Xavier Omar. Low key, Wendy was trash for decades. She earned some of that scoring from her past behavior. I wish her well. That's the same thing. Like, I wish Wendy well. I don't want nothing. Because the funny thing about it was, prior to that, I was like she lived in Philly. She was doing, like, when she got kicked out of New York, she came to Philly, and she was on this thing called the Dream Team. Her, Kobe Cobb, and this comedian D Lee. And I used to listen to them every morning. So, like, prior to that, I was like, I'm a fan. Like, why you do? It's like the 50 Cent meme. What they say fuck me for? Like, what I do to you? Like, damn. I ain't listen to her after that. And so I can't take away how iconic she is. But she's an icon. She is an absolute icon. This has been hella fun. I like this. I like rocking with y'all, and I appreciate this so much. I have another idea for another series. Not even an idea. I've already started doing it. I just haven't released any episodes of it yet. But it's a on-camera conversation, and I did one with Ish. I'm gonna do one with Orlana Kane. She played. She was one of the voices in 00647, which at some point I'm gonna reboot because I really enjoyed 00647. This was bad timing when I released it, but I thought it was such a great idea. And I still think it's such a great idea. And I'm a better writer and animator since then too. But it's called What's the Scenario? And it's like a dating thing. But it's like questions. I'm like a little flummy right now. What's going on? It's like dating questions, but not like the typical BS 50-50 and who pay on a date. Like I'm so over that. But it's like what happened was me and my sister, me and Tiff, we had breakfast. We got breakfast. And we had this conversation about something that her friend was going through. It was like a philosophical dating question. And it was about her friend is with a guy whose best friend is a woman. And that woman is dating the guy. Like, let me give them names. Let's say Trish is dating Bob, and Bob has a friend, Tina. Tina is dating Trish's ex from 15 years ago. And Trish feel a way about it. Like, it's messy, but it's not. It's like, yo, like, she not your friend for you to feel a kind of way. So basically, like, my boyfriend's friend is dating my ex. Didn't know it was the ex. And now you feel away. Do you have a right to feel away? It's like so messy. So we had like this long, drawn out conversation, like the ethics and the philosophy behind, like, does this person have a right to feel a way that their boyfriend's best friend is dating their ex? And I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to that. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. So like those are the conversations that I want to have with people whose minds I trust. So like that's a big thing for me. So I want to have that conversation. So we'll see how it goes. The first one went really well. Each question was, where's it at? I got the questions here. Okay, so this the question I gave Ish. A guy goes into his girlfriend's phone, already out of pocket, and he sees some text messages from an ex from years ago that she still like has saved in her phone. And in the phone, he sees that she is into some freaky stuff that she's not into with him. Does he have a right to feel away because she only is very vanilla with him, has no intentions of doing anything freaky with him, and says she ain't even into that stuff no more? Does he have a right to feel away that she was into some stuff with the old boy that she don't do with him? And I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to that. I think a person can be into, doing backflips off the table onto it and swinging from the chandelier, and just one day be like, nah, I ain't into that no more. But would I feel away? That's the question. I would definitely feel away. I'm trying to, I'm like, yo, look, you know what I mean? We trying, you know what I mean? Like, let's go ahead and spice some things. I'm like, I ain't into that. But then I'm like, yo, you was with it with the bull. Like, I would feel away about that. So it's a series of questions like that where it's philosophical. It's not the typical stuff that people are talking about on, the viral podcast. And again, it's no shade to any of them. Shout out to them. Do your thing. But I might feel a way about that. I want to ask questions like that. Or another one, because I dealt with this. You deal with a person. You deal with a person who, either right before you or just prior to you in general, they had an ex that they were in love with who died, and they have like a shrine of this person up in their room. How you feel about that? And how long you got to have this shrine while we dealing with it? Like how long this joint gonna be up? Because I mean, you with me now, and I mean, I ain't trying to be insensitive, but this is a true story. This is a true story. I was messing with this joint, and her ex passed in a car accident, but it happened like maybe 4 years prior. But like this was like her first love, and like this dude picture was like up on the wall. So when we getting it in, the picture right there, like looking down on us. And I remember be times where like the picture would fall, and I'm like, all right, that's real spooky. That's real spooky. So maybe I'll turn that into a Trashterpiece. But that's a true story. That's a true story. Like I used to be like, and it never fell unless we was having sex. It never fell. But every single time we were asked, the joint would fall. And it wasn't like right over the bed. It was like over there. But like right, like it was like a bed. So it was an apartment bedroom. So it wasn't like a huge space. But I'm just like, yo, how long? Number one, how long this shrine gonna be up? And number two, like, I swear to God, if I feel another hand on me, I ain't having no threesome with no ghost. What we doing about this? And I mentioned that to her last week too, and she had completely forgot about, because when we're cool now, like we're not dating, we're cool. But she had forgot all about that, and she was like, "Damn, I wouldn't even know." She's like, "I didn't even know that you felt a way about that." And it's like, I didn't know if I was allowed to feel a way. But yeah, that was a little weird. Oh yes, please create that one. See, this is how Trashterpiece episodes come up. Just me yapping. I promise you, almost all the stories that I've, specifically like the last 50, have just been in conversations like, oh damn, I did go through something like that, and this what happened to me. Yeah, that's how they, but I ain't mind at first until the picture started falling. And it wasn't even like, it was a photo, so it wasn't like a Lord John that fall like the Forrest Gump feather. It would fall violently to the ground. Like, hey, yo, hey, is boy in here? Like, what's going on? Like, yo. So, yeah. Good night, Ebony. Shout out to Darian. Shout out to all this again. Shout out to all the members. If you want to become a member, please hit the join button on the page. And I'm going to try my best to keep doing these, because this was a lot of fun. And maybe we'll try to schedule like a day of the week. Like Wednesdays work for me. If Wednesdays work for me, it work for y'all. Because I go live on Wednesdays on Instagram on the Eyewitness Palestine page. I have conversations with other people who've been to Palestine. So I'm live on those nights anyway. So maybe I'll just pop on from there and go here. That works for y'all. Because this was like a lot of fun. And I know I said this before. Like the last live we did was back in November. So I gotta keep doing this. This was a lot of fun. I'm gonna chop up some clips from this. So folks who missed it, you just missed it. You should have been here. So be at the next John. There's moments where I think some intrusive stuff, and I'll be like, PP, PP, PP is your intrusive thoughts. I have an idea for, but I have to. This is like a down the road thing for like a woman counterpart with PP called Jiny, like a talking peach. PP and Jiny. I think it could work. I think it could work, but I have to do this. Yes, come back on. This is really a great surprise. Thank you, Leslie. I enjoy this. Yeah, but uh, I don't want to voice Jiny though. I don't want to voice Jiny. I am not voicing Jiny. I don't have no voices for her, so I have to figure out somebody to voice that. But that's a down the road thing. That might be like a bigger project. Um, so yeah, like a talking peach. I already got the design. I already designed it. So y'all like the mansplaining, Jones? I'll do more PP mansplaining. That's a lot of fun for me. So yeah, it's be on the lookout. I got the the kind of behind the scenes stuff. Um, y'all see this, right? Philly Entrepreneur said she gonna voice Johnny. Y'all saw that, right? I think that's a verbal agreement. Um, yeah, I have a bunch of ideas. So if you're a member, keep your eyes peeled during the week. It's gonna be a bunch of stuff being shared. Like this week, I told a little bit more context for Tiff's story this last week. And again, Tiff has another story coming up for when she went to camp a second time, completely different camp. And I'll just spill it for y'all because y'all here. Tiff went to Christian camp by accident. They ain't really go too well. She got tricked into going to Christian camp, and it wasn't us this time. I promise you, it wasn't us. She kind of fooled herself. So that's coming up. There's a story. There's another. Again, I got my list right here of things that I'm working on. Again, there'll be some PP5 episodes. Specifically, I'm thinking about probably doing the Mason Dixon lie. I like that story a lot. Where we were like trapped in the closet when the guy's friends popped up outside. I got a story about I was kind of like messing with some John who was like a gold digger who was basically tricking on me with other dudes' money and the ethics that it was a mess. It was a mess. But shout out to her. She was not cute. But man, she had a body. She was not cute. That was definitely a PP thing because she was not cute. Like if cute was within arm's reach, she wouldn't have had any hands. But her body was crazy. That was a PP move. But yeah, she was like, I tried to bag her, and she was like, I don't do boyfriends, I do sponsors. And I was like, oh, game on, because I ain't giving you a dime. So I don't know. That should have like pushed me away, but it didn't. But she was so not cute. She like Gary Gnu. Remember Gary Gnu? She like Gary Gnu. She was so not cute. I would not have been seen out in public with her. It's so trash to say that. She was so. Then again, yes, I would have, because her body. I think I was. Her body. It's one of them things where like, damn, bro, she's not cute, but god damn, bro, it's one of them kind of things. But yeah, I got her story coming up. And I ain't gotta worry about her seeing it because we're not on any kind of connections. Also I do have another AOL story coming up too. I'm sure I don't want to give it away, but so much. But I got another AOL story coming up. But yeah, this guy who was married needed somebody to fill in for him. Trying to be nice about that one, and I did it for a while. The hell was I thinking? But yeah, thank y'all for joining. Be on the lookout. New Trashterpiece Theater this Sunday. It's 10:30 East Coast time. I'm about to go to the track. I'm about to go for a run. Shout out to you for knowing Gary Gnu. That was my man's. I'm about to go for a run. I put on a little bit of weight after I came back from Palestine, so I'm trying to take it off right now. So I'm about to go for a run. Yeah, Leslie, I'm sorry I filled in. It'll make sense. It won't, but it will. Thank you. Thank you. Great live. We're gonna do this more often. And I will talk to y'all soon again. Tune in if you can join. If you can become a member, please do. If not, just keep liking, keep sharing, keep commenting. All that stuff matters. Like this joint before if you can before you go. And I think a bunch of y'all did like it, so I appreciate that. I'm gonna chop up some clips from this joint at some point this week and push this out so folks can get FOMO. Thank y'all for sharing Trashterpiece Theater. Thank y'all for telling people about it. Thank y'all for being an amazing community. I can't do this without y'all. I love doing this more than anything. So thank you. Like, and I mean that. Like, I don't take this for granted. I love what I do, and I love that y'all are here for me. So I appreciate y'all. And I could be here begging. I could be here telling y'all I'm begging, telling you how great y'all are all night, and I would. But I'm about to go to the track and go for a run. So I'll talk to y'all soon.